Obviously It Works is continuing to growing, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of guys have become very, very successful in this business. A surprising text message that I got on, it would have been Friday night, was a guy I played golf with for the longest that I can remember. He says, "Hey, I want to know what this thing you're blasting all over Facebook's all about, because I keep seeing you post about it." And I said, "Well, didn't we talk about this?" And he goes, "Well, I thought it was just a girl thing." And I said, "Are you sure?" "Yeah, I thought it was just a girl thing." And I said, "No, man." He goes, "Well, I keep seeing you post about these guys and how these people are, changing careers or getting rewired. They're doing different things now. And so we're going to meet on Thursday. I'm going to get him out of the trucking world and hopefully get him into this rap business." So I've got 3 guys that are very, very successful at this business. It's going to be very, very laid back and easy as we like it. So I'd like these guys to go through, just give your name, your rank, and how long you've been in the business.
Hi, my name is Kirk Ryan. I'm a Ruby rank. I've been in the business since January of 2015.
Landon Ike, we're presidential, been in since April 2013.
Tim Trainer signed up Halloween night last year, and I'm almost Ruby.
The great thing with Tim too is he's a single dad doing this business. I mean, nothing against these other 2, they're great guys too, but it's becoming a new thing, and It Works that guys on their own are getting into this business. It isn't taking their significant other to make that happen. So I think that's awesome for Tim. The next question line, just going down here, what was your initial thoughts of It Works, and how did you find out about it?
Well, Kitty was drinking this green stuff that looked gross. And she kept saying, "This is good, can I have this?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." And so eventually I had it, and I'm like, this, in my mind, this isn't too bad. I wasn't gonna let her know that. But then, so I just started taking the greens, and from there when she said, "I want to do this," I was like, "Okay, cool." And so I did a little bit of research to figure out kind of if it was real. And there was some mixed results from a lot of naysayers, but then I saw a lot of positive things about it. I said, "It's something you want to do. I'll support you in that." Back in my mind, I'm like, we'll see how long it lasts, but just want to make sure that I support her in something she's doing.
I knew Kenzie was going to come over to our house one night when I was on patrol to talk to Kristen about it. Had no idea what it was about, never heard of it. So Kristen called me after meeting with Kenzie, after she did the rap, had great results. And she asked me if she should do it for $99. And like I said, I had no idea what she was talking about, but I knew if she was passionate enough to even call me to ask me to do it, then I was gonna be behind her 100%, without a doubt. I knew if she put her mind to it, that she would end up being successful at it. So never had a doubt in my mind that it was going to be a bad thing if she was passionate about it.
Okay.
You're gonna steal the show, aren't you? I had a few friends that do this, and I play softball with Brandy, my sponsor. Wave. There you go.
My turn.
I know it's my turn. I do landscaping 3 out of the 4 seasons, and basically the reason I joined was just to supplement that income of my unemployment that I wouldn't be getting. So I just called her up one day and said, "Hey, I want to do this." So she always told me I was the easiest distributor she ever got. She didn't even have to come after me, I went after her. So that was the main reason at first when I joined.
My turn.
Oh. You have to wait. You have to wait. So, we were messaging back and forth on Facebook, and Kirk here has a great story of, obviously I think a guy in this business, your biggest fear is what? Other guys? How about approaching women? Is that not a fear that any of these women think? Because it is, it's a concern. I'll give you a quick story. I went to the Iowa football game. My wife gave me 25 Blitz cards. She said, "You do not walk into the game until you hand out these 25 Blitz cards." So what do? I wait until the game is getting to start, and then I'm the guy standing out front. Take a card. Take a card. And I'm not kidding you. I hand this card to this lady. I don't think she really looked at it. She walked away, and then she looked at it, and then she said, "Oh, hell no." And comes back and gives me the card and says, "Do you think I need this?" And I said, "I don't think that you need it, but I think that you want it." That's how I spun it around. She still gave me the card back, I'm not gonna lie. This isn't no miracle story that she's a presidential diamond under. But it's obviously a concern for a lot of guys that, you know, approaching women, especially when you start talking skinny wrap, weight loss, that's not an easy thing for guys. So, you know, Kirk's got a funny story here. I'm gonna let him take over and tell this great thing.
It's funny. So I've started doing a lot more blitzing. I've been started doing more blitzing. There's my wife telling me grammar wise. So I had just got done working out, and I was walking through Hy-Vee, and there was a woman there, and I had my blitz card, and I said, you know, I'm going to do this. So I walked up and I said, have you heard of that crazy rap thing? And she goes, no, what is it? I said, well, I have blitz card. Well, it's a global health and wellness company, and this is what it does. She turned to look at me, she goes, are you kidding me? And I said, nope, see ya. And I walked away. It was one of those, like, in before my eyes, I'm like, I'm like walking down the next aisle, and I pulled onto the wall, and I knew it was gonna happen sometime. And so then later, I get a hold of myself, and I'm walking through the aisles again, and I see her walking down the aisle towards me, like, oh, good God. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna ask her. So I walked to her and said, you know what? I really didn't mean to offend you by that. And she goes, oh no, I wasn't offended. I was just giving you some SHIT. Okay. I was like, oh thank God. I thought you were really mad at me. She goes, no, tell me a little bit more about it. And so then she ended up, you know, again, she didn't become a loyal customer or anything like that. But it was one of those things, the power of standing up to your fears, even after you walk away from it because it scares the hell out of you, and going back up and facing it. And it's not as bad as you think it is sometimes.
Any good stories on there?
Yeah,
No,
it's
sorry.
like-
There was no
Landon has a good story.
Oh, wait, Landon does have a story.
All right, I have the worst blitz story. Any guy, nobody will match it, without a doubt. The very first woman that I blitzed, I went to Target, and I told Kristen, I am not leaving Target until I blitzed one person, and I made the biggest mistake in blitzing the very first woman that I saw in there, right in the, by the deli, whatever it was. I walked around for a little bit, and finally I picked her out. She had this nice, sweet little kid with her. I thought she was sweet. And I went up to her, and she says, what in the hell is this? She goes, get the F away from me. And I froze, I broke into a deep sweat, and she said a couple other words and handed me the blitz card back, and I just turned around and walked away. And I think she said one more swear word at me while I was walking away, and that was the worst blitz of my life. It can't get any worse than that, but the worst part is, I blitzed her so early that I saw her in every single after I was going to get my groceries, so yeah, it's easy now.
You know, and obviously the best part about both of those stories, actually all three of our stories, we're still alive. You know, people have this fear in this business, like, oh my God, if I talk to this person and they say no, I'm gonna die. You know, and we're all still alive. So, you know, obviously the last thing that I'm going to go into, and this comes up quite a bit in a lot of conversations, is, you know, for a lot of people in this business, a lot of women start, and then they've got that significant other on the other end that's not on board from day one. I'll tell you my story. Was I on board from day one? Yes, I was. Did I believe it was going to work? No, I did not. But I was a supportive husband to say, go do your thing, honey. I have to go to work. Let me know when you get a paycheck. And did I ever think that was going to happen? Not a chance. Not a chance. And she just went to town. She went to town. She went to work. She proved me wrong. I'll tell everybody any day that I was wrong. I was wrong for not giving it a chance right out of the gate. I supported her in anything that she decides to do. I would do anything for her. But I just did not feel that it would turn into this. So, you know, I think another thing too, and maybe there's any skeptics in the room, you don't have to raise your hand, it'd be cool if you did, but any non-supporters, everybody here? Great. All right, everybody is a supporter in this room, that's fantastic. We've had other people in the past raise their hands and it didn't turn out well. I kind of want to go through these guys right now, and I want you to give your thoughts or recommendations to the guys that are out there that have their significant other in this room, that are working the business, that want to work that business, but they just need that extra support. What advice will you give somebody from the outside, maybe just getting started? What would you tell them today after you've been in the business this long versus kind of what you've learned from the beginning?
Run with it right now, and don't wait. Don't let fear hold you back of what your guy friends are gonna think, because we've all had guy friends that have given us crap about it, but then most of those guy friends come back and say, all right, now I'm ready for it. It's just what we do sometimes. If it's not something you want to run with, then do the little things. Lose the pride of, oh, I can't, I'm the guy, I'm not gonna do the dishes. I'm not gonna do the laundry, I'm not gonna do those other things to take some load off of her plate so that she can work the business if that's something that you don't wanna do.
Totally agree with that. Obviously, right away, I was not working the business with Kristen at all, but it's so big, even if you're a guy and don't want to work the business, learning little things, like learning a chart, learning how she is building her business, even though you're not gonna go out and work for it, understand what she's doing. You know, that way when she is at home working, you're not so secluded. You know, she's not there working and you're over here doing your own thing. Have a reason to speak to each other. Ask her how she's doing, ask her if there's anything she can help. You know, and the other stuff that I've done, if people have come up to me outside the home, or even if I have blitzed somebody, if you don't feel comfortable going into this great big detail, just say, hey, I got something that you really need, or that you really should want. Why don't you just talk to my wife about it? And I'll give them my wife's number, and that way you don't feel so obligated to, or feel like you're gonna be so stupid talking to them about something that you don't know. Just say, hey, this is gonna be a great opportunity for you. It changed our life. So here's my wife's number, and I really think that you should call her.
I think my tip would just, coming as a single guy's standpoint, would just be to take ownership of it and just go with it. I don't have the spouses to be able to say, oh, this is my wife's business. I have to stand up with my chest held high and just tell them this is mine and we're gonna do this. So just have pride with it and do what you can.
All right, that's all we've got.